The chase for the Penrose Cup is beginning to pick up, and the defending champs are once again in the driver's seat. Welcome to another edition of North Dakota Hockey Central. I'm Alex Heinert. Great to have you with us for another half hour inside the nation's top college hockey program. Coming up today, we'll hear from head coach Brad Berry on UND's second trip to the Rockies in as many weeks and introduce you to one of the top freshman defensemen in the country. But first, here is the latest episode of the award-winning web series, Through These Doors.
Through These Doors is presented by Gate City Bank.
The question we all want to know, did you go to the cricket at all on this trip?
No, I actually never made it there. Took a lot of heat from just about everybody on the team for that, though. They all wanted to know when I was going to order them, so never made it there, though.
What is it about playing in Magnus for you?
I don't know. Just something about the building, I guess. Some might call it luck. No, I think just, there's no answer for it, really.
Out for Pullman, near side Kierstead shoots right on, Blacker save, rebound, Pinto scores! Pinto scores! And North Dakota has the Penrose Championship. The NCHC title winners with the Pinto overtime goal, 2 minutes into OT. 329 days. The return to home ice has been a long time in the making.
I didn't even realize it was that long. It felt like yesterday that we played here. I remember, I think it was against Western when we had that Penrose win. But to get back in the Ralph, I can't wait. I think all the boys are really excited, and just to see some of our fans back, it's going to be special. So.
Nearly a year after hoisting the Penrose, the guys will lace up their skates and hit the ice at the Ralph.
I don't know, it's kind of a wave of emotion. Obviously, our season got cut short, but the last time we played here was our Penrose night where we won, and it's obviously exciting, and I'm just happy that we can be back home and be playing in the Ralph, and obviously we'll have fans in the crowd, and so it's a lot of excitement.
Kind of just makes you think of hard times that have come our way, everybody's way this year. It's nice to be back here, return to normalcy. For as normal as it can be now, we get to play in front of fans for the first time this season. First time in a long time. We're all really excited to be back.
Adding to the storied tradition inside the Ralph is a motivating force for this group.
The history, just the tradition, from the student section to, just regular fans, it's unbelievable. The energy they bring every night, whether, we're playing well or we're playing not so great. I think just the passion the fans have, and we're super fortunate, obviously, and I can't say enough good things about the people in this community. They're unbelievable, and they support us so much, and we're definitely excited to have given something to cheer about this weekend.
I'm super excited. Obviously, it's not going to be the normal 11 or 12,000 fans, but I think at this point we're going to kind of take what we can get, and obviously it's going to be a pretty cool experience to actually have a game in the Ralph for the first time. It's a pretty special place, obviously. You see facilities here and the arena. It's pretty cool to skate in there every day, and just have that opportunity. I'm extremely grateful to have that opportunity, and like I said, I kind of can't wait to get to Saturday.
The return might be an exciting time, but it's only one step toward the ultimate goal.
Obviously, that's not our focus right now. We're trying to win just every game. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to win with the Penrose at the end of the year. But yeah, I guess in a way it is full circle, like you said, and we're excited to be in first and just keep building off that.
Who would you say is the most annoying fan?
Honestly, Gooch has been a little bit pushy with the Bills. Doesn't really give Josh Allen much credit. I think a couple of the other guys, the Vikings fans, are a little bit sad that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are connecting now that they're together, and Kirk Cousins can't do that. So it's not on camera anymore. It's not on camera anymore. They were in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
What's the next step for the franchise?
Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Deshaun Watson.
Or trade up for Zach Wilson.
Good stuff as always from Tyler Hastad, Chad O'Shea, Cassie Niles, and UND's entire Through These Doors team. Coming up next here on North Dakota Hockey Central, we'll focus on North Dakota's series with Denver, with the man pulling the strings from the bench. Brad Berry joins us after this. Welcome back to North Dakota Hockey Central. Let's go out now to Ralph Engelstad Arena for our weekly conversation with UND head coach Brad Berry. Brad, as always, thanks for the time this week.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex.
Your team is coming off your second straight Sunday-Monday series in Colorado after a longer than expected holiday break and so many schedule changes this month. Was this past week the first that felt a little closer to the norm?
Yeah, it did. Getting back to the traditional 2 games on the weekend and, a situation where now a little bit more certainty, hopefully from week to week on where we're going and what we're doing. It seems a little bit more normal in that fact, but I guess what we're really looking forward to is trying to finally be at home here after being 14 games on the road, you could say.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah. Now, after returning from Colorado Springs early Tuesday morning, you traveled back to the Rockies a few days later to play Denver, and not much went your way in the opener right from the start. What did you see that led to DU's early advantage on Sunday?
Well, I think, getting that first goal is so important. I think you're seeing the analytical side of it, that whoever scores that first goal has probably a very good chance of winning the game. And they got a couple on us early, and then it made us change the way we had to play a little bit. And then you saw that, we'll get into it a little bit, but the next night, we got the first 2, and it made them change a little bit. But I think it's a situation where we were probably not as sharp as we should have been. A couple things going into it, going back on the road again, having some guys, with the altitude and different things like that. Things do factor into it, but at the end of the day, there's no excuses. We weren't sharp as a team collectively, and we were a lot more the next night.
Yeah, we'll certainly talk about that Monday game in a sec. This was the first time you'd trailed since December the 12th against St. Cloud State. How did you feel the team responded when facing their largest deficit of the season?
Yeah, you know what? We worked hard right to the very end. We competed extremely hard. It's just that, we weren't clicking together, I guess, cohesively as a unit, whether that's the power play or whether that was 5-on-5. It was a situation where we were just off a bit. And, we call it, you have to have everybody on board. We can't have any passengers. And I think, we'd have to admit it as a group. There were some guys that were, passengers that night, and to win in the NCHC, especially in the second half of the season, you have to have everybody bringing their A game and playing the best that they can. And again, we weren't that first night.
On the plus, it didn't take long to move past Sunday's 4-1 defeat as you came out firing the following night. What changed from Sunday to Monday among your group?
Probably our mindset and our focus, just knowing that we had to be sharper and that everybody had to probably simplify their game and be a little bit harder in a few different areas. And, those are tough days for us in North Dakota when we do lose a game, and we like to think we don't lose very much, but when we do lose a game, those next days, those are tough days. Those are ones that we, coaching staff and players, look in the mirror on how to be better and try to, get back on the horse and win that game. And, there was a lot of situations that day, whether it was in the hotel or having team meetings or individual meetings, where we had to be sharper and more accountable to each other. And I think that happened. And when that happens, chances to have a good result and success are great.
Yeah, certainly. Matt Kierstead would score on the first shift of the game. You get a second soon after from Grant Mismash. How crucial were those opening 5 minutes on Monday in Game 2?
Yeah, they were key. And like I just talked about before, getting that first goal, and in this situation we got the first two. It was a situation where we needed that. We needed that to make sure that our game got going in the right direction. And the Sendin Lions, Sendin, Hain, and Jamernick, they started us off with kind of that mentality, starting with the first shift, and we scored on that, I think, 17 seconds into the game, and it got us feeding to the other lines as far as how we had to play, and we got another goal shortly thereafter. But just getting momentum of putting shifts together, whether you score goals or not, but just getting momentum of every line doing the right thing.
You built a 3-0 lead after 2. DU had a great chance, though, to get back in it with a full 2-minute 5-on-3 during a 5-minute major midway through the third. But your penalty kill, Brad, was up to the task. Talk about the play of that unit, which was really superb all weekends.
Well, when you look at a penalty kill, it has to, you have to have the four guys being on the same page and really kind of getting into your structure on what you want to do against probably the 5 best players on the other team on a power play unit. But I think if you really have to drill down on it too, your goaltending has to be your best penalty killer. And I thought we had a lot of really good penalty killers on the weekend. But Adam Shield was outstanding the whole weekend as far as making those saves when he had to, when we were at a disadvantage strength-wise. And then you go out to the D-men and the forwards as far as giving up their bodies and blocking shots. I'm telling you, we're playing in a hard, heavy league, and the offensive players have really good, accurate shots, but they also have velocity on them too. So it takes a lot of courage to get in front of shots, and I thought our guys did an outstanding job of giving their bodies up and blocking shots at key times in the game on the kill.
The PK was 7 for 7 on Monday and 9 for 9 in the series, helping key the 5-1 win on Monday. Adam Shield was a big part of that victory, as you mentioned. After he was pulled in Game 1, what did you see from him that led to this bounce-back performance here in Game 2?
Well, I just think, knowing that he was one guy of a lot of guys the night before, of, admitting that, hey, he wasn't his best. And, that's the beauty of our culture here of not just glossing over things or throwing things under the carpet. It's, hey, you know what, I got to be better, and coaching staff and players included. He was one of those guys, and he knew that he needed a better effort. And, he got the opportunity to go back in the next night, and he did. He was one of our best players, and I think that goes to a maturity process of him going through our program for a number of years here and just maturing in every way, not only physically but mentally.
The split in Denver has you back in first place in the NCHC with only 10 games left in the regular season. 7 of those are at home, starting with a 2-game set against CC this Saturday-Sunday. There has to be a little extra buzz this week among your group at the prospect of playing at the Ralph for the first time since last February, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. Our guys have probably marked it on the calendar just like we have to try to, make sure that we are ready for it. It's one thing to say we're coming back at home, but now you have to really focus in and drill down on how we have to play to make sure that we have success here. But you're right. We've been away for 14 games, 10 in the pod, and then the 4 games in the state of Colorado here, and our guys are really looking forward to playing here at the Ralph.
You earned a sweep over Colorado College 2 weeks ago. What needs to happen to replicate that success this weekend?
Just probably the mental mindset and the focus. You just mentioned it, Alex, that we have 10 games left in the regular season. And, we don't want to hide it. We want to win the Penrose again. And, we've got some teams that are chasing us here. And it's a situation here that, there's certainty as far as each and every weekend of playing an opponent. Hopefully COVID doesn't get involved with that as far as rescheduling games and everything. But we got to be ready each and every weekend to try to maximize, where we want to go here. And it's a situation where we're back at the Ralph now, and 7 of the last 10 games are going to be here, and we got to make sure that we make the most of that.
Yeah, well, it will be a great occasion on Saturday to see your team in action at the REA again, Brad. Thanks for the time. Best of luck against the Tigers this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
When we return here on North Dakota Hockey Central, we'll get to know another one of Coach Barry's outstanding freshmen. The spotlight is on Jake Sanderson after this. Welcome back. It's time now to continue getting to know the newest members of the UND hockey program, including this defenseman who became the highest drafted player in NCHC history this past October. Here's freshman Jake Sanderson in his own words.
Hi, I'm Jake Sanderson. I'm a defenseman from Whitefish, Montana, and I play for the University of North Dakota. Yeah, Whitefish is a small town, and I think when my dad was playing, he'd go there in the summer just to, kind of hide away, get out on the boat and train there too. It's kind of a little hideaway spot for our family, and we've had a place there for 20 plus years. So obviously we live in Calgary as well during the winters, and my younger brother Sawyer, he plays hockey and goes to school there. So we kind of do a bit of commuting back and forth between Calgary and Whitefish, but I think for me personally, I'd say Whitefish is probably hometown. Obviously having 3 boys in the family, it's a very competitive household, just playing board games or Xbox. You're kind of always getting into it with my brothers, so I'm very grateful for that, and I kind of love that time with them and miss it all the time too when I'm not around them. And we're a pretty outdoorsy family too, obviously having a place in Whitefish, Montana. We always go out on the boat and go fishing in the winters. When I was younger, we'd go skiing a lot too, so just getting outside and kind of having fun together, that's what we're about. Yeah, obviously growing up in a hockey family, not just having my dad, but my uncles and both my brothers and grandparents as well, they all played hockey, so hockey kind of runs in the veins of the Sanderson family, so it's kind of something I've always wanted to do. Playing in the NHL and kind of living up to what my dad did was something I've always wanted to do, just because he had a great career and he loved to play hockey, so that's kind of from a young age, just watching that and just trying to do the same things he did when I was younger. But I think kind of moving to the NTDP in Michigan and just seeing all those big names that played there kind of set into realization that maybe playing in the NHL could be possible. So yeah, I was probably moving to the NTDP, just realizing that. That was life-changing for sure, going to Michigan and playing there, I think. Just getting to know all the kids from around the state and being able to compete with the best players in the country was pretty special on a daily basis, and just traveling worldwide too, going to Sweden, Czech Republic, just seeing places all around the world is really special. When I was younger, I played a lot of sports, so I did track and field. I'm a pretty good runner. I also did badminton as well. I think it was in grade 8 or something. Me and my doubles partner, we came first in our Calgary district, so that was kind of something I remember. And I played a lot of sports, like I mentioned. Probably in the NHL, I like watching Colorado. They got some young talent on their team, like Cam Makar, and obviously Nate McKinnon. He's probably one of my favorite forwards to watch. And then Calgary as well, just living there for a couple of years and going to a couple games, so that was kind of what I remember of Calgary. I like a good steak, but when I'm back home with my family, my mom makes a pretty good tuna melt, so I kind of always ask her for some tuna melts. I mean, you guys could probably see us doing my hair. I'm not very good at doing my hair. The guys let me know all the time, so it's kind of something I need to work on. Hi, I'm Jake Sanderson. I'm a defenseman from Whitefish, Montana, and I play for the University of North Dakota.
Sanderson has been so steady and so successful this year, including his time with the U.S. at the World Junior Championships. Jake's teams are 12-2 when he is in the lineup for them this season. Stay tuned as we wrap up this week's show with a look around college hockey and a preview of the weekend ahead in the NCHC. That's coming up after this. Let's take a look now around the college hockey landscape, beginning with this week's USCHO.com poll. Minnesota's 5-week run at #1 is now over after the Gophers were swept at home by Penn State this past weekend. In their place goes Hockey East leaders Boston College, who sit at 8-2 on the year. Inside the NCHC, UND is now back in first place for the first time since the pod ended, though second place St. Cloud State and Omaha, who restarted their season this past Tuesday with a sweep at Colorado College, are poised to keep the pressure on in the Penrose race. Incredibly, this coming weekend in the league actually looks, well, normal for once. In fact, 4 games are scheduled for Saturday, which will mark the first time all year that all 8 NCHC teams will play on the same day. The only matchup of ranked teams will take place at Baxter Arena as Omaha hosts Denver in the Mavs' first true home game of the season. Speaking of home games, North Dakota is set to play on home ice on Saturday for the first time since February 29th of last year. That's a span of 329 days. If you think the team is excited about getting back to the Ralph, you would be correct.
I know the guys in the locker room have been talking about it since the start of the year about getting that first game in the Ralph, and now that it's finally here this weekend, it's going to be tough to compose ourselves. I know we just want to get back here and play in front of our fans, so I know everybody's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely really excited to get back to playing here at the Ralph. This will be the first time here in almost a year now, and first time in front of fans too, so that'll be awesome just to get out there again. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be different. It's a little weird playing in front of like the fake crowd noises and stuff. It'll be fun to have like actual cheers and stuff when there's goals or like big hits or something like that.
North Dakota and Colorado College will face off this Saturday and Sunday in Grand Forks. Both games for UND against the Tigers will be live here on MidcoSN with our coverage starting at 6 p.m. both nights. UND is fired up to be back at the REA, and so are we. We will recap the series with CC on next week's North Dakota Hockey Central. Until then, on behalf of our MidcoSN crew, I'm Alex Heinert. Thanks for watching, and I will see you at the Ralph.